all-time high. What I discovered was this issue was an epidemic. Not only are normal civilians facing homelessness, but our country's veterans are also sleeping on the streets. These individuals raised their right hands to protect and defend our government against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But when they came home, they were faced with a harsh reality. Politicians using veterans to gain entry to Washington, D.C. This documentary is going to show you only two of their stories. First off is Lois Allergan, who was not only homeless, but she was allegedly brutally raped and tortured while serving our country.
When I went in, there was only one platoon of us women and 4 men. I refused to have sex with him, and that's when the torture, mentally, emotionally, and physically began. I was raped. I was constantly being tortured by him and his other cronies.
After asking her questions about her military service, I then turned to her homeless epidemic story. Here's what she said.
Worked, went to school, took care of my mother. I was the main caregiver until she threw me out on the 4th of July, 2014. And so then my twin sister let me couch hop and put my stuff there in storage unit. And then she just said to me one day, "You can't anymore get your stuff out, you can't sleep on my couch anymore." Even though that I was doing both, sleeping out in my vehicle as well as sleeping on her couch. What my mother did was out of pure hate. All sorts of emotions. I became so depressed. It's like, why? I'm busting my butt. Why do you hate me? You made me feel so unworthy. Never said that I was homeless because I felt that shame and that guilt. And I didn't want to admit that to anyone that I was homeless. And that I couldn't afford a place of my own. I couldn't. Felt so lost. And but then there's that part of me, that fighter in me that, don't give up no matter what. Today's a brand new day, and you put one foot in front of the other, and you just keep going.
I decided to end the interview off on a higher note by asking Lois to voice her opinion to veterans out there that might be struggling with the same issues she is facing. This is what Lois had to say to them.
I'd say a few things. Number one, you're not alone. There are brothers and sisters like us that are right here for you. There is no shame, number one, to cry. You're human. Don't be afraid to be human. Of course, we become not human when we're in the military, and that stays with us throughout our lives. But know that, number one, you're not alone. I mean, we love you, and there is no shame to asking for help, because Lord knows we are the helpers. But there's definitely no shame in saying, "Hey, I need help. Hey, I need to talk. Hey, I need to cry." It's okay.
Next, we meet a gentleman who was almost forced onto the streets for something he could not control. Conrad Moore was involved in an accident while traveling to college classes one day. The accident put him in the hospital, and since he could not attend classes, the United States government demanded their money back.
I'm a Army veteran. I served from 2000. Well, I was in the Air Force Reserve for about a year. I wanted to go active duty. I'd gotten married, so I joined the Army. They were handing out money like it was nothing, and so I jumped on the bandwagon. I was a medic for 8 years. I learned a lot. I feel like I didn't achieve much, but did a lot. Served in Iraq and Afghanistan. I was stationed at Fort Carson for the majority of my career. When I got out,
Live from Daytona, Florida, this is Yellow Flag TV, and we're at the iconic Daytona Speedway as we're going to be racing under the lights for 80 miles, 200, or 80 laps, 200 miles. It's a Simple Man Game Calls Trouble Production Crew 200. This is Rick Rose, one of your commentators, here with Jake Little. Jake, how you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself, Richard?
Tell you what, I am heavily looking forward to this race. It's always a beautiful time at Daytona. Some fast-paced action with these monster cup cars. 2 miles, 200 miles per hour. So it's gonna be quite the race.
That is true, but if one false move that could cause what everyone doesn't want to see is the big one. They could take out all the cars here tonight. You never know.
Yeah, that is true. We have a familiar face actually starting up front, leading the pack, and that's Matthew McLean. I know last year he ran pretty well at this track, so he's gonna be a favorite. But we have favorites all throughout the field. You got anybody in particular you're looking at?
Another one I want to pay attention to is Josh Sturgill in the 17. I've raced with him before, and he's fast anywhere. But he starts deep in the pack, but that doesn't matter at Daytona. You can go from last to first in 2 laps. So he's my pick to win tonight.
He is always a great pick, and I'm trying to see if he's running his Superman scheme, and it doesn't look like he is. So I thought it'd be a perfect one. Coming out of the warm-up laps, it looks like Danny Lowe was top of the leaderboard. So it kind of just shows that between these qualifying and warm-ups, there's a lot of fast pack action going on. Matthew McLean was number 3, P3, and then Sam Warren was P2. So we'll see how that all comes up, but it looks like they're getting ready to grid up right now. So let's do some pre-race picks. Do you want to stick with Josh Sturgill for your pick to win this?
Yeah, let's stick. I'm gonna stick within our 17 of Josh Sturgill. Who are you going for, Richard?
I'm taking a long shot in this one. I actually think Patrick Green. What you're going to see from him, I've raced with him a few times at this track. He is going to stick out in the back of the pack for like half the race, and then he'll start pushing his way through. If he can avoid trouble and get into the draft, this kid could win it. And that is the number 8, Patrick Green.
Certainly, as anybody could win it here. You don't have to necessarily have the fastest car to win here. So it should be interesting tonight, Daytona. Like you said, 80 laps, 100 miles. Should be a good one tonight.
Yeah, I think we're just getting ready to finish up practicing. I think we have about a minute left. So we'll kind of watch these guys just go around the track and see if any other speed comes out of this. When they get gridded up, that's when we'll go through our introductions of them, and we'll do the interview with the pole sitter.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have enough time to get another lap done, but 30 seconds here in this practice session.
Tell you this much: last year we had a guy come out of nowhere. And he was always running top 10, top 15s, but for a Daytona race, his name was Michael Redding. Came out of nowhere and basically took this race last year. So maybe this year we'll have the same thing, where somebody from the back will kind of sneak through the big one and end up winning.
I actually raced with Michael Redding, and he doesn't, like you said, he doesn't show up to the last part of the race, and boy, when he does, he's hard to catch on pass, that's for sure. All right, as practice is just finishing up here, you want to tune in our Buzzpole Award winner, McLean?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get him on.
Hey, Mac McLean, this is Rick Rose up at the booth, Yellow Flag TV. You got a copy? Got a copy?
10-4 got ya.
Hey, man, you're sitting pole tonight. I know there's always strategy with this Daytona race. Is there anything you want to tell us on what you've got planned, or is it all going to be kind of kept under secret?
I don't really have a plan. I didn't really expect to get the pole, honestly. I'm usually not a pole caliber driver, so I'm just going to try to keep it out front. I'm not going to block like an idiot, but I'm going to race smart and race really aggressive tonight.
You said you weren't expecting the pole, so is that saying that you don't feel the car is fast enough, or how do you feel about your car as of now?
I feel confident with the car. I just don't feel confident with my ability right now. I haven't been racing, sim racing all that long. So we'll see where it gets us here tonight.
Well, hopefully we'll see you at victory lane. Good luck tonight, Matt.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, let's go through our starting lineup here tonight. As you just heard, Mac McLean is our pole sitter. Andrew Bird, our pole sitter and our most recent winner at Sonoma's, starting P2.
Start P3 is Chris Johnson, ending number 52. Start P4 is Danny Lowe, number 79.
Rolling off fifth, you have Joshua Perset on the number 9. Rolling off sixth is Elliot Borg.
Rolling off seventh, and the number 2 is Justin Epperson. Rolling off number 8 is Brandon Dalton.
Justin Levine rolls off 9th. Daniel Haney rolls off 10th.
Aaron Fowler in the number 11. Chad Heath in P12.
Sam Warren, P14, Justin Barnett.
David Clark in the P15. Chuck Phillips, P16.
P17, James Haney and Kyle Fram rolls off 18.
P19, Chris James. P20 is Brian Cornelius.
21st, Aaron Taylor. 22nd, Matt Cherry.
23rd, Brian Harford. 24th, Josh Sturgill.
Raymond Dormer. As we got the green flag going out as Raymond Dormer rolls off 25th.
There we go. That's your top 25 as we got the green here at the Trouble Crew Productions 200 at Daytona Speedway. And it looks like Matt McLean going into turn 3 has the lead right now. Andrew Bird's up in second. Andrew Bird's going to challenge him a little bit into the draft. Kind of a drag out of the corner.
And it kind of looks like that high line's going to get that runoff going into turn 3. The 32 of Andrew Bird. Gonna pull down 88 of Mac McLean.
You see that block he put there on Danny Lowe, it looked like?
Yeah, and it looks like, yeah, Andrew Bird's gonna lead the first lap here.
First lap goes to Andrew Bird. Second is Matthew McLean. And the thing I have noticed is that top line, it takes about 3 to 4 laps for it to come in. But after that, the top line, it can be fast if you get the right people up there.
Yeah, I noticed as they tried to go wisely not to. The middle of turn 22. I noticed everyone on that start kind of went down to the bottom. That's the place to be to get the people up high to come up and run that high line.
Yeah, we got Josh Sturgill back here fighting with Scott Masick and Ronald Boggs. It's some pretty good pack action racing
Back
here in the 23, 24, 25th.
I don't expect him to really make a move. He's probably just gonna ride back there for a little bit and make his move with 20 to go.
And that is a good strategy, especially for this one, especially when you're trying to avoid the big one.
Yeah.
Kind of hang out in the back. You either want to be in the front or the back. You don't want to be in the middle.
As Matt Cherry looked like he was going to make it 3 wide, but came back on the high side behind Brian Cornelius, the 82 car.
One of my picks for the pre-race, Brian Harford, he is up to 16th now. He's up there running with Justin Barnett and Aaron Taylor.
But, you know, Andrew Bird just picking up where he left off last against Sonoma. Picking up the laps.
This guy, he's always fast, no matter what track it is. He seems to have it buckle down. And that's one thing we talked about last year. It was Brian Hartford coming out doing Brian Hartford winning. And this year, it seems like there's more challenges in the Oval Racing League, which is what this league needed. We got the yellow flag out.
Oh, yellow flag.
I'll see what happened here. We're going to try to pull that up for you folks.
Oh, looks like on the bag, looks like Brian Cornelius in the 82 car and Dustin Majewski in the 30 car got together.
Oh, there's an engine blowing there.
There's a few other cars here. Get those for you. Jordan
Yeah.
back in the 04, it looks like.
Number 48 smoking pretty bad.
And then Gene Cullum was also involved in that. Let's see what went on here.
Oh yeah, Sturgill was involved. Trying to catch a good view of this to see. It looked like somebody was turned.
I'm right on board with Sturgill right here. Oh, you know what? That 48 came down and blended in with me. That is. I want to say it was the 30. Yeah, he just wanted to blend right behind the 30.
Oh yeah,
And
caught the
turned
fender.
30. Yep, turned the 30 into 82. Turned the 17 and just Sturgill on the wall. Caught the 76. Then the 04 just said all these guys had nowhere to go.
Wrong place at the wrong time. Welcome to Daytona, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, question is, do you think we'll see some people in the back come in pit road and take fuel, or what do you think will happen here?
To tell you the truth, I wouldn't. You've only raced 5 laps, but as I say that, look at this. There's a whole group of cars that just pulled in. So, as I'm saying, I
Not
wouldn't
that
do it.
tires matter here. Yeah, I mean, not that tires matter here, but I would rather have that few, the 5 extra laps of fuel. It just in case green flag pit stops do come into play later in the race.
Yeah, we do have penalties coming down. The number 48, Matt Cherry, has a EOL, so first of the night for him, or that connection and that caution.
And we can also mention that I don't know, just my opinion, I think that's a good move on those guys that came in, just in case those green flag pit stops do come into play, they can go 5 laps further than Andrew Bird and than the 88 of Matt McLean, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you're in the back, you have nothing to lose. That's the way I look at it. Unless the front of the pack is coming in, and then at that point, do you want to race for points? Do you want to race for position? It just kind of, it all boils down, but you're only 6 laps in, so.
Yeah, I mean,
me personally, I would have probably tried to stay out. If I wasn't involved in that wreck, I've only got 5 laps on my tires.
I've noticed here, tires really don't fall off here, so I won't really see that as an issue early on. But as the run gets on, if we get green flag pit stops, a late caution, or a longer flag run, I would expect them to come in and change 4 tires, or some people might even take 2 tires. That's something we'll have to follow as the race progresses and see if anyone wants to take a chance on that. Alright, we're going to take our first commercial break.
Knew I wanted to capture moments of life to use a screen as my canvas and paint my picture with moving images. After a 9-year enlistment in the United States Army as a counterintelligence agent with deployments to Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan, I knew it was time to chase my dream. I am now a graduate from Full Sail University with a Bachelor's of Science in Digital Cinematography. I have worked with some former stars, such as Brad Kling and Nine Diamond Productions, and even networked with some celebrities. I want to capture those intimate moments, the chilling moments, the reality moments, and most of all, capture the viewer's attention. If you're looking for a cinematographer, director of photography, productions assistant, etc., you can rest assured I am the guy for the job.
International Speedway for the Trouble Crew Productions 200. We had a quick caution, so now they get these guys racked back up and ready to do another restart. What do you expect to see on this restart, Richard? Do you think we'll see? I'm restart by.
I'm hoping that they just kind of fall into place and kind of take it easy. It's the beginning of the race. Just calm down, get the heartbeat down, take it easy. That's the best way to do it.
You're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, it's a long race, and that's something I struggled with myself. So, but it does look like the pace car lights are off, so we should be going green this time around. We'll just
got the 32 of Andrew Bird. Gonna set this back green. Pole sitter Matt McLean is going to restart second. Chris Johnson third. Josh Rupper for Sinet fourth, and Elliot Borg fifth, and Justin Levine sixth. As pace car is about to make that hard left turn.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag.
And he's off. Look at him. Look at that jump.
The outside line kind of didn't get going.
Yeah.
Kind of stacked everybody up, and everyone's going to fall in line except maybe
that kind of it does assist the guy in second place because he was able to drop down in the draft. But the fact that
here
if
he
you're
comes
going to start
back on the outside.
Yeah, if you're going to start trying to time that, though, it's going to cause trouble because he could take off quick on that one and then hold it back on that one.
I don't think unless one's going to come up behind Matt McLean, I don't think he's going to have anything for him because there's no place.
Oh, they're all getting in line. They're going to freight train him right to the back.
Unless someone can pop back outside with them. I mean, so you got.
But at this point, would you put yourself out there with them? It looks like the M&M's car was popping out. Yeah.
54.
Justin Levine. Looked like he thought about it.
Yeah, but
there he goes. There goes Justin. He said, "All right, I will help you out, I guess."
Matt McLean's struggling here a little bit. It was another car popped up. There, can't tell what number that is. Bright green car.
Sam Warren. So Justin and Sam said, "All right, we'll help you. We'll push you up there because we want to get a hold of that Andrew Bird up there at the top position."
Then Justin, they don't see it anymore.
Yeah. And Justin says, "You know what? Nah, this bottom lane's going a little bit too fast. I'm gonna have to leave it out there. Sorry, buddy." But it looks like he'll be able to drop down here. Oh, yellow flag.
We have another caution.
Another caution. Where is it at? Let's see.
Oh, on the front stretch, the big one. It looks like. Matt Cherry's involved in the number 48 once again. See if I can get a good replay here. Oh, it happened in front of him. Looks like the 80 and 64 of Andrew Jones and
Let me
80
go ahead and check out the
yeah,
replay.
Oh, actually, it looks like number 51 turned the 80 into the 64.
And see, it's Daytona. I mean, you get one little touch, and
51 of like 40 air got into him, and just sent
yep,
everybody-
just drifting up. And at that point, I mean, I feel bad for Andrew Jones at the number 64. The guy's just running his race, and that happens.
Yeah, he goes below the 51, try to avoid it, but then 51 comes back up and
Just there.
just
We decided
hits
we had the
57.
the ultimate fake out, as you could see.
Yeah,
Andrew Bird acted like he was going down into the pits and said, "Nope, I'm gonna stay out."
now does this help Matt McLean? He's gonna have some help behind him, or do you think this caution hurt him a little bit?
You know what? It's still being early in the race. I mean, it's not going to really hurt anybody unless you were in fall wreck.
Right.
If you were caught up in that, you will. We got some more penalties coming down. EOL for the number 51, Mike Fortier. So that's his first of the night for the accident and the caution. But I tell you what, let's go ahead and take another commercial break if you want to, while we're under caution.
What does it mean to be a cinematographer to me? I see the world in a different perspective. I see all its beauty, and I want to bring the viewer into this beauty. I face the world and think this would be gorgeous. I bring the realistic feel to every shot I frame, light, and film. Ever since I picked up a camera when I was 6 years old, I knew I wanted to capture moments of life on camera. I have a strong desire to use a screen as my canvas and paint my picture with moving images. After a 9-year enlistment in the United States Army as a counterintelligence agent with deployments to Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan, I knew it was time to chase my dream. I am now a graduate from Full Sail University with a Bachelor's of Science in Digital Cinematography. I have worked with some former stars, such as Brad Kling and Nine Diamond Productions, and even networked with some celebrities. I want to capture those intimate moments, the chilling moments, the reality moments, and most of all, capture the viewer's attention. If you're looking for a cinematographer, director of photography, productions assistant, etc., you can rest assured I am the guy for the job.
And we are live back here at Daytona Speedway with the Simple Man Game Call Trouble Crew Productions 200. We've had 2 cautions. And it looks like Andrew Bird is still in the P1 position. So he's kind of just been hanging out there. He's had a couple of challenges from Matt McLean and Justin Levine and Sam Warren. They were all coming up, but it's kind of been single file racing so far, except for in the back. So,
As Andrew Bird, he just started on the outside line, got that push from behind it, and never looked. Got the push from Danny Lone on 79 and never looked back. Led every lap.
he's basically he's out in P1 and he's just see ya. Right. You guys catch me type deal.
I was gonna say, I don't. It's gonna take the whole field to get by Andrew Bird.
I just can't wait to see that top lane come in.
If you get along, yeah.
And I don't know because looking at the broadcast, Andrew Bird's car is the RTX. It's this black and green car. It's beautiful. I don't know if you guys are seeing a plain white car for some reason, but yeah, it's It's a nice, sharp-looking car.
Yes, it is. As the lights are off on the pace car, we are going to go green next time by Inver. Once again, still out front, Chris Johnson. Going to line up right beside him in the 52. We got the 9 of Joshua Personette, Elliott Borg, Justin Levine, Mac McLean, Brandon Dalton, Sam Warren, Danny Lowe, and Aaron Taylor to find out your top 10. Then down the back straightaway for the green flag. I'm gonna say another car I really like is that the 87 car. I don't know what is with me and 87 Sam Warren. I always liked the bright green cars. If you would have saw my car when I first started racing, it was nothing but a bright fluorescent green color, so I could be seen no matter where I was at on the track.
Yeah. Pace car's in there, turn 3 right now. Andrew Bird, P1. Chris Johnson, P2. We have Joshua Personette and Elliott Borg in the second row. We're going to see if we get any kind of push from these guys. Andrew Bird got a jump last time. Do you think he's going to try it again?
I think he will. I mean, I don't want to say the last time it was planned, but we'll see if it happens again.
Pace car's off.
Makes a hard left turn, and we are green.
And there he goes. Green flag is out. Andrew Bird back up to the P1. They are kind of juggled up in the back. So that was pretty good not to anybody
and we have a wreck. And there's a wreck.
Caution's out.
Yellow flag, yellow flag.
Be ready with, there you go. Be ready with
That
that brake clean
involves
stuff, guys.
the
Your
number, I believe
blower,
was the number
they're gonna
27
drop down
of
some oil dragger, I'm
Chuck
sure.
Phillips. I think he was the car that got turned. He has a lot of rear end damage. They were 3 wide back there.
And that's one thing with Daytona. It does allow 3 wide racing. But you have to have patience and you have to have control.
All it looked like was the 27 for some reason was down on the flat on the apron. He came up and the 80 clipped him into the 8 car of Patrick Green. So the 8 car of Patrick Green has a lot of rear damage, as does the 27.
And that was the typical, I just jinxed you, because I did pick Patrick Green.
Yeah, well,
There's like
both our picks are out of the race, so I mean.
I'm looking at the replay, and there was no reason for him to come up. So I'm trying to, and I wish we could get like an in-car camera view. Maybe we might have to find him after he gets out of the medical center and get an interview with him to see what happened.
Yeah, I'm just watching. Yeah, he just nothing he could do. He just came right in front of him.
Yeah, well, I pulled up some facts because it's Daytona. We knew we were going to have the big one. We were going to have a couple of cautions. Some Daytona facts. The Speedway opened in 1959. What year did the Speedway start hosting the Daytona 200?
I'm not really sure.
It is. It's well before our time. It was back in 1961.
Ha!
It was actually the first race ever raced on this.
Well, yeah,
on the Speedway.
Time.
Yeah, on the Speedway. Because if you remember, they used to have the Daytona track that used to be on half the concrete and half the beach.
Yep.
And if you're ever down at Daytona, I did it this year for the 500. I went down there and we went to the Turn 4 grill and ate there. It was pretty neat. So, 1963 was the first year the Coke 0400 was ever raced at Daytona, which is now called the Trouble Crew Productions 200. all kinds of pretty cool facts that are kind of. The Daytona Speedway is iconic for people getting their first wins. So
Yes. Yeah.
we will see if that happened tonight. Penalties are coming down. EOL for number 27, Chuck Phillips. That's his first of the night for causing that caution.
Yeah, and I expected to see a lot more racing so far, and people to just take it easy. It's an 80 lap race, 200-mile race. They're only on lap 17, so still a long, long way to go on this one.
Well, if history repeats itself, we will get settled in, and there will be a long stretch of racing. What you have right now is everybody's excited for Daytona, and they're trying to make those moves, and they're trying to get to the front. And you're seeing what happens.
Yeah, just people forcing the issue, not just settling in and riding it out till 10 to go. And that's, with 10 to go, that's when most of the actual fun racing starts to happen. You get more aggressive and possibly more wrecks, but good, if it all pans out, and we can see a really good finish here tonight.
Let's see, how many people do we have on the lead lap? Still 29 cars on a lead lap.
Still well over half the field.
And it drops down to Kyle Frame and Kyle Trito.
Each
one lap down.
Yep.
So they're both praying for at least 2 more cautions. For the people that are wondering out there, an EOL is end of line. So if you cause a caution, you're basically sent to the end of the pack. You're the end of the longest line. So let's say Chuck was running 5th. He causes that caution. There's 29 cars on a lead lap. That means you're sent back to 29th position. It's the end of the line.
So with the EOL, just clarifying, with the EOL, 29 cars on the lead lap, let's say 35 cars are running, he'll be sent behind the lap cars, correct?
I believe so.
All right, just wanted to clarify that out for
Yeah.
the viewers.
Yeah, I did say 29th. You're sent to the the end of the line, so.
Because I believe we'll get the 1 to go here. The lights are off the top of the base car, and not much change up front. Everything's pretty much the same, top 10.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Andrew Bird likes to hear that. And then you get the cars that are in the mid pack. You got people moving up like Brian Harford and Aaron Taylor, Danny Lowe. Brian Harford's actually up to the 10th spot. So that's somebody you want to watch. He's creeping up. I mean, he's avoiding the trouble and staying there.
Another guy I want to keep an eye on is the number 54, Justin Levine. He started P9. He slowly worked his way back. I want to see if he's going to just ride back there until the end of the race and then go for it with 10 laps to go. So he's going to be one to watch here as the race progresses. Field heads into turn 3. Andrew Bird, I don't know if he loves seeing these caution flags or he's getting sick of them.
I'll tell you, with me, I hated seeing cautions because you want to get into that rhythm. And with these cautions, it kind of throws you out of the rhythm at Daytona. So it sucks to an extent, but then again, you're saving gas, you're saving tires. So.
As a
you're not really. Go ahead.
As the pace car is going to take, once again, that hard left turn down the pit road, as we'll see the green flag fly once again here at Daytona International Speedway.
It looks like a great start with Chris Johnson. He's hanging up there. As long as he get that push from Elliott Borg, we might see some racing going into 1.
I'm not seeing as much people drop down on the inside line as you see the 52 of Chris Johnson trying to make a move on the outside with the 40 of Elliott Borg.
Got Sam Warren running up there. A P5.
52, Chris Johnson has the lead. Will they clear?
And he drops down for a P1.
Drop down.
Chris just kindly says, you know what? I want to lead for a little bit. I'm going to take it. So.
The 40 of Elliot Borg is going to drop right in front of the 9. Joshua.
And it's kind of weird to see him spacing out like this right now. At what point do you think they're gonna have to come back together for pack racing? I mean, that's Daytona. Do you think they're being more cautious now because 3 cautions and all kinds of people wrecked out?
I think they are. I mean, to let it play out, and then the 9 will eventually back up to the 87 Sam Warren, and they'll catch them, and the whole package is just gonna eventually come in together. The outside line will come in. See some good racing up here pretty soon.
Yeah, it's some single file racing all the way up to I think 12th position. 12th is where you have some people running the number 77 and the 14. So that's Justin Barnett and Tim H. They're kind of up there, but Tim drops back down and says, you know what, Justin, you're by yourself. I gotta go. So that's...
And, I can't say I'm surprised at the 52 as you see the 32 looking on the outside of the outside of 52 Johnson.
I bet you right now, Andrew's like waving his hand saying, come on, Matt, let's go. Because Matt is up there, and he's kind of dragging along. But Andrew says, you're taking too long. I'm back down.
Elliot Borg's going to take advantage of that situation. And get right behind Chris Johnson, who actually pushed the lead on that restart. See, that outside line is starting to form. Actually, the 10th right there.
They're starting to get double file now. Yeah, they're starting to get antsy.
Outside of the 40 is pushed by the 32 of Andrew Bird's going to go to the point. Now can the 32 clear the 52 of Chris Johnson. Not quite. He's going to fight back on the inside.
Yeah, that inside. If you don't get down quick enough, they will fight back.
Yep.
Yeah, they will just freight train.
As you got a lap car coming up, hopefully that won't be an issue. Speed's gonna appear to stay high.
Looks like Danny Lowe and Brian Hartford back there in the P10 and P11 are kind of hooking up and pushing each other. So that's pretty good to see. 2 veterans running alongside each other. You got to find somebody you trust at this track. And at this point, when I see a veteran behind me that I've been racing with for over a year, that's when I'm like, yeah, let's hook up, let's go. And it's paying off. I mean, look at them push down that top groove.
As Elliot Borg's going to come up and cover Andrew Bird, but that's going to cost him to a Chris Johnson pushed by Joshua Person. That's going to go back to the point for now.
There's Sam Warren, too. He's down there in the mix.
Now, with all the 3 cautions we had, when do you think we'll see our first set of green flag pit stops?
Ooh, I don't think we'll see green flag pit stops. I think they're hoping another caution comes out so they can get their pit stops in. Because pit stops is just, especially green flags, they can make or break you.
Now, with drivers like Chris Johnson, all these guys up front and all those cautions, do you think they were clutch to shut the engine off? So we have contact with the 87 with Sam Warren and the 40 of Ellen Ward.
Yeah, and that just opened it up for Bird. I don't know if did he catch the wall or?
I don't think so. It's just like only the right front was damaged on the 40 car, but do you think everyone up front was saving fuel, like cutting the engine off during caution laps, try to go further?
I don't think so. With it being half the race, I don't think gas mileage comes into a factor yet. You're almost guaranteed another caution. So I wouldn't be kind of worrying about it this early. Looks like we're single file all the way back to Andrew Bird sitting in P10.
Then that's the furthest he's ever been back. P10. So do you think he's gonna kind of take a different approach? Think he's gonna go out back and ride, try to get back up?
You know what? I would just be settling in, just settling for the ride. And I think that's what he's doing. Just get into that rhythm. Let people make their mistakes,
And then
try to.
just capitalize on the mistakes. So you got the 40 of Elliott Morgan after that contact. Fell all the way back to 14 behind Chris James in the 42. Darren Clarke in the 21. Just gonna ride. He has looks like he has a lot of right front damage, or left front damage, excuse me. That 40. Back up front. Chris Johnson kind of holding him all off. You see that outside line.
Oh, we got contact. He saved it. He said that was one heck of a save. I didn't even catch the number on that. Let's see if I can.
We're gonna have a battle for the lead here pretty soon. The 79, Danny Lowe being pushed by the 71 of Ryan Harcourt.
Like it was the number 85 that had contact. I might be wrong, but it was the red and white car, but it sent him down into the infield and he saved it. I don't know how he did, but
Yeah, that was the 85.
we got Tim H bumping off of number 42.
Had contact. Yeah, the 85 had
Chris
contact
James.
with the 26 right farmer at McLean there.
See, back here they're starting to jostle for position. I mean, it's getting dicey. You got this little tiny pack running together.
Caution's out.
Yellow flag, caution.
How's my radio been today? Could you hear me fine?
Not sure what that caution was for.
Number 77.
Not sure. Looks to be the 57 of Kyle Frame was involved in that one. Watch the replay.
Oh,
Yeah, he just went to go under the number. I can't tell what number that is in front of him. Can you tell it, Richard?
I couldn't. Number 77. It's with the paint scheme, it almost looks like 11. I feel real sorry for the number. I'm trying to see what number it was, because the wreck happened in front of him, and he just happened to clip him.
Yeah, it looks like the 57, Kyle Fram went to go under the 27 of Chuck Phillips and just came right across the nose.
And we got a leader on pit road right now. So let's go ahead and take a caution while we get the pits underway. And we will be back here at the Simple Man Game Calls Cup Series Trouble Crew Productions 200 at Daytona Speedway.
What does it mean to be a cinematographer to me? I see the world in a different perspective. I see all its beauty, and I want to bring the viewer into this beauty. I face the world and think this would be gorgeous. I bring the realistic feel to every shot I frame, light, and film. Ever since I picked up a camera when I was 6 years old, I knew I wanted to capture moments of life on camera. I have a strong desire to use a screen as my canvas and paint my picture with moving images. After a 9-year enlistment in the United States Army as a counterintelligence agent with deployments to Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan, I knew it was time to chase my dream. I am now a graduate from Full Sail University with a Bachelor's of Science in Digital Cinematography. I have worked with some former stars, such as Brad Kling and Nine Diamond Productions, and even networked with some celebrities. I want to capture those intimate moments, the chilling moments, the reality moments, and most of all, capture the viewer's attention. If you're looking for a cinematographer, director of photography, productions assistant, etc., you can rest assured I am the guy for the job.
All right, we are back here, and I apologize for saying we're going to take a caution. I meant we're going to take a commercial break. You guys, this is the first time we've done this, so we're learning as we go, and we hope we're making it entertaining for everyone that is listening. And it looks like we were just talking that Aaron Taylor stayed out and did not pit. Does Aaron Taylor have a microphone? We're going to find out. Hey, Aaron Taylor, Richard Rose, Yellow Flight TV. You got a copy? Got a copy?
I'm pitting again, Tunnel, to try and fix the damage.
Aaron Taylor, Richard Rose, Yellow Flight TV. You got a copy? You got a copy? Maybe not. All right. He did not want to talk to us.
Mike isn't plugged in.
Well, all right. So, folks, I was going to ask him why he stayed out.
Well, that backfired.
Yeah. Well, folks, welcome to live professional sports TV.
Yeah, it looked like he was gonna go in, but then faked it out. So this should be interesting to see how everything shakes out here.
You just hope he doesn't spin tires.
Yeah, that's the one thing that you don't want to do. I mean, at any
There
track
was
here, they don't.
there was penalties given out during our commercial break. Kyle Frame, number 57, had an end of the line for causing that caution. So Aaron Taylor, so he responded to my text and he says he wanted to see what he could do out front. So that's why he stayed out, folks. He's just testing the waters. And it's like me when I'm at the pool and it's a hot day. I stick my toe in there and I was like, ooh, it's cold. You're hoping that doesn't happen here, where he sticks his foot out there and he says, "Oh, it's cold," and he freaks out.
As the pace car is gonna take another our left turn next time by, gonna get another green flag run here. Hopefully a longer green flag run as we're coming up on halfway.
So it looks like P8 Andrew Bird is sitting back there. Matt McLean's P6. So we're gonna have some fast people back there, kind of pushing their way back through. So let's see if they.
Sorry, Richard, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson sitting P5. He was the leader before that green flag, before that caution. So sitting P5 should be interesting to see what he can do.
It's gonna be something. We're gonna see if tires have any effect in this.
And not that starting position matters, but Aaron Taylor started on the 21st position. So
21st and a
goes.
number 24.
Green.
Pace car
Pace-
is off. And green flag. So Aaron Taylor does get a good restart. The number 40 of Elliott Borg kind of says, I want to drag race with you down this front stretch. And I'm going to drop in behind you now. Trying to catch and see where front runners are. Timmy H is in the P3. It's kind of weird to see how they spread out at Daytona. It's like people just, they're not getting the starts they want to, and you hope throughout the race that they kind of get that figured out.
Well, you know, for me, starting I think P5 all the way back, maybe P7, you can't really see the leader, so you really don't know when the leader's going to go. So you're going to be caught off guard when he goes. The outside line, fourth, maybe even sixth place here you start will be the best place to be as either when the leader goes. Well, everyone's settled right behind the 24 is the number 40 of Elliott Borg is going to take a look to the outside. With the 14, nope, he's going to stay right behind the 24 of Aaron Taylor.
Yeah, the number 14 just says, nah, I'm going to give him a little push, and we're gone. So it usually looks like usually with the first 3 or 4 laps is where the bottom line is kind of dominant, but you start seeing how that top line comes into effect.
See Andrew Bird in the 32 being pushed by the 40. Who stayed out on that caution, who's gonna be right behind him. See if get any further for the 32, which pretty much stalling out at 4th place.
So it kind of shows that tires aren't really having much effect. I mean, look at Aaron Taylor, did not pit, and he's out there. And as I'm saying that, Andrew Bird says, nah, watch me, I'm pushing the gas down, we're going to the front, here's a show.
Say that the 80 car, after being involved in one of the early cautions, the 80 of Chad Heath, he's up there battling for the lead as well.
Well, Timmy H just decides to throw a little tiny block in there, but oh, we got a wreck. We got the big one. It's happening. Cars are everywhere. Caution flag. It looks like I didn't see the number that come up into that Matthew McLean. Did Matthew McLean look like he come up into Justin Epperson? We're gonna have to. I want to go back and watch Justin Epperson's.
I think the 88 got definitely behind.
I'm trying to get back to it. We're gonna find out. Let's see right here. What are they going into turn 3?
Looks like Justin Epperson tapped the rear bumper, the right rear corner of the 88, and just turned him. Not intentional, obviously, but
At this point, you're like, it's drafting, but that little love touch just kind of, yeah.
whew, can't stress enough that you can't push in the corners. But maybe he thought he didn't think he was coming up as fast as he thought he was, and just misjudged it. But that's a tough break for all the guys involved.
I tell you, Tim in the number 14. He's sitting P1. No, he isn't. He's sitting P2. All right. So I was gonna say, Tim in the 14 is loving this decision, but Aaron Taylor's really loving it too.
Man, maybe I should stop picking people because both the people I picked are wrecked out.
At this point, Aaron Taylor's like, you know what? Don't even say my name. I tell you, we're gonna go ahead and go to a commercial break while we're under caution flag here at the Simple Man Game Calls Cup Series and the Trouble Crew Productions 200 at Daytona Speedway. We'll be right back, folks.
What does it mean to be a cinematographer to me? I see the world in a different perspective. I see all its beauty, and I want to bring the viewer into this beauty. I face the world and think this would be gorgeous. I bring the realistic feel to every shot I frame, light, and film. Ever since I picked up a camera when I was 6 years old, I knew I wanted to capture moments of life on camera. I have a strong desire to use a screen as my canvas and paint my picture with moving images. After a 9-year enlistment in the United States Army as a counterintelligence agent with deployments to Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan, I knew it was time to chase my dream. I am now a graduate from Full Sail University with a Bachelor's of Science in Digital Cinematography. I have worked with some former stars, such as Brad Kling and Nine Diamond Productions, and even networked with some celebrities. I want to capture those intimate moments, the chilling moments, the reality moments, and most of all, capture the viewer's attention. If you're looking for a cinematographer, director of photography, productions assistant, etc., you can rest assured I am the guy for the job.
And welcome back from Daytona International Speedway, Simple Man Game Calls Cup Series, Oval, the Troubled Crew Productions 200 Daytona. Halfway, we saw Aaron Taylor come down pit road. He was the leader. What do you think? He's going to stop anymore, Richard?
Yeah, and while we were at a commercial break, we had a EOL, the number 2, Justin Epperson. So he did connect with him. You were correct. Let's go ahead and let's do this. See if we can get there quick enough. I'm gonna go ahead and connect with the driver real quick. Hey Tim, it's Rich up here at Yellow Flag TV booth. How you doing? Got me? Got me?
I got you.
So, last couple cautions you stayed out. Is this part of your plan, or are you just trying to lead last? What's going through your head?
I'm trying to lead some laps, and I want to see how the tires are, so I know how it will be later on in the race. Might play out good later.
Well, I tell you, Jake Little up here at the booth has picked you, and he's put the curse, so I'm trying to tell him not to, but good luck on those tires.
Thank you.
I probably shouldn't even pick anyone. Might take him out.
Yeah, I used to always joke about that. The TV crew picks you and you get wrecked. It's like Madden picking you and you get injured the next season. So
Well, it's just like this past Saturday at the Xfinity race at Iowa. They're talking about Kyle Benjamin going to turn 3 and he wrecks. So
yeah,
can't really do anything.
I think we're getting the one to go.
We're getting the one to go. Looks like it.
But yeah, Tim stayed out again, and it looks like Aaron Taylor, he pitted, and he's now back in P12. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. But with Daytona, P12, man, he could be P12 one lap and P1 the next.
Yeah, it's true, but I think him being in the middle of the pack, he's going to just settle in and ride it out. Hoping every other car in front of him will have to come down pit road. The 14 will have to come down at least once more. This makes me wonder if Chris Johnson, Andrew Bird, Danny Lowe, Sam Warren, and all them are just hoping we'll get one more caution. If not, do you think they're going to try to save a little bit here under this caution?
Yeah, it's, at this point you're mid-race. Just hang out, try to avoid the big one, and just hope you're not caught up in it. I mean, you're 42 laps in, so you're at the midway point. There's no reason to go out there and push it to the back. Just kind of race your race, get into that rhythm, like I've been saying, and you'll see what happens.
I'd say Chris Johnson's in the catbird seat because if number 14 spins his tires, everyone on the outside line pretty much is going to go right by him. I'm sure Chris Johnson's hoping that too. As a pace
Green
car
flag.
pulls on pit road, as we have green flag racing.
Tim got a start. He did get a pretty good jump out of there. Andrew Bird and Sam Warren said, yeah, we're going to go with you. Straight to the front. Is that Danny Lowe in the P5? Oh, wreck! Caution! Did they throw the caution? They were wrecking behind him. There it is. Caution. Patience. Patience, patience, patience. That is one
the
thing.
24 is involved.
Did it catch Aaron Taylor?
Yep, well, don't look like you got damage. Right on board with them. Something happened in front of them. Looked like the 20 car bounced off the outside wall, got loose, bounced off the outside wall, and then just turned right in front of the 24 car and went where I had nowhere to go.
So I don't know what's happening, but there was a penalty just given to Brian Harford, the number 71. He was given an EOL penalty. I don't know why. It just like it came up out of nowhere.
Yeah, well,
Looks like Brian Harford is out.
that stuff, he had a fast car, not that match this year, but he was trying to be careful.
Yeah, folks, Brian Harford is out. So, Daytona heartbreak.
Then the 14 car is loving this too.
14's loving it. 24's hating it.
Oh, of course. 24 thought Aaron Taylor thought he was doing the right thing and just gets caught up in nothing of his own making.
I can tell you, there's sometimes you feel like you have a magnet attached to you. And no matter where that wreck happens, it's going to find you.
I think I'm not. Go ahead.
I think one good thing for Aaron Taylor, I think he had his fast repair left. What people don't know is you do start with one fast repair. So if you get into an accident, you make it to the pits, you pull into your pits, it's like magically repaired. You get one a race.
See, I didn't know they got a fast repair.
Yes, they got one fast repair for this race.
All right. Those were always the races I like to see with the fast repairs, and it looks like the 14 car is going to come down pit road here.
Yep, more penalties coming out of that wreck. Number 20, Darren Clarke, first of the night for him. Darren is a sprint car racer around Charlotte, North Carolina, so he knows his way around. We'll just say that he's fast, and it just looks like he was booted. He just lost connection. So, what's bad gets even worse for him.
Unfortunately, and it looks like the 88 of Matt McLean will get the lucky dog. He'll get back on the lead lap here.
It's like Danny Lowe is up P4 right now. Running out top 5 would be Daniel Haney. And P6, David Clark. P7, Brandon Dalton. P8, Chris James. Mike Fortier, P9, and running out the top 10 would be Justin Levine and the number 54. So, got a pretty fast top 10 hanging out right there. Kind of see where this leads.
See, we got the 51 of Mike Fortier. Started P26 and is up to the P9, up to 9th position. So he's slowly working his way up to the top 5 and challenge for the win here tonight. I'm not gonna say it, but 51. Watch for
Uh-oh.
him.
Folks, you just heard it live.
I'm probably
So,
gonna regret that.
more reports from the number 20, Darren Clarke. He had a computer malfunction and wrecked.
Always hated those.
Technology sucks, folks. That's what happens. But the good side of things, all right? So you look at this. You reckon this, you're not wasting $250,000 down the drain. I mean, you might waste a $1,000 computer because you put your fist through it, but it's not it's not a $250,000 car that you're just putting into the wall. So, and I tell you, I've had those nights where you just and nothing's going right. You just felt like tossing this computer out the window. So I know those frustrations, and you do too, Jake, being a racer for these.
Oh, I know. There's a race I did last night, Daytona, on the Xfinity cars. I was just involved in the stupidest wrecks, and I wanted to take my computer and everything, just chuck it outside the window. I was so pissed. But
Yeah, Daytona can make or break you, and I mean, they say that about short track racing too, at Martinsville, Bristol, and Richmond. But you get these super speedways, and that one wrong touch can ruin your night.
that is true. But, after Andrew Bird's still the leader, Sam Warren's up to P2. Chris Johnson third. Like you said, it's pretty good. Pretty good there.
Right. So the lights are off, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna double them up and do it again.
So, folks, I'm going to tell you what. Reach down, grab those buckles, pull them tight, because we're fixing to go racing again. 47 laps in. We're getting there. And I can tell you what, it's only going to get better. This racing's going to get tighter. It's going to get faster. Who's going to win? Who knows? We got some fast people out this track.
As we're gonna get 33 laps to go. Coming to the restart.
That's why I have Jake here. He does all the math.
I'm not the best at math,
Yeah.
but that's why I got my handy dandy calculator here.
There we go. We got the calculators out, folks.
Just like old Larry McReynolds, his old calculator. Wheels turning in the brains of these crew chiefs.
That's all I keep hearing in my ear, folks, is him hitting one. He's counting the laps on his calculator. So they're going into turn 3. We're going to be getting a green flag coming around here.
Not going.
At this point, what do you think is going through Andrew Bird's head? Is he like, you know what, I've been dominating this whole race? Oh, caution flag is back out.
And
So it looks like they
they're
extended.
extending the caution here for at least one more lap here.
The official said, you know what, this commentary's so good, I want you to listen to him for one more lap.
I wouldn't go that far. As it looks like they might get the one to go once again here.
And we're going to try this again, folks. Looks like the pace car is going into turn 1. I'll tell you what, these caution laps at Daytona, it can feel like you're driving Miss Daisy.
No, of course. After going 200 miles an hour for
You're
however
doing
long.
75 miles per hour, 75 to 80 miles per hour, 2 mile track, and it's just like, oh, God, can we just fast forward?
Oh, I know, it's just the worst. This track and Pocono are the two worst tracks to do cautions at.
I feel like they take forever. And I used to like take the time, like these huge tracks, to like grab my drinks or open up another drink or get stuff situated. But I tell you, you can't take your eyes off the screen that long, because just that split second you look back and there's a car stopped in front of you and you're screwed. Pace car is into 3. Coming around turn 4, they're going to go ahead and fasten them buckles down for 32 more laps here at the Daytona International Speedway with the Simple Man Game Calls Cup Series and the Trouble Crew Productions 200. Let's see. Do you think we get some racing here?
I think so.
Mike?
You got a little over 30 laps to go as pace car pulls in and the green flag's back out.
And Andrew Bird says, "See ya, wouldn't want to be ya." He just gets that jump again.
You don't want to get too far of a jump out, as that outside line will break Trini on the outside. Sam Warren saying, you know what, I want the lead. He's going to try to get that side draft up for the 32 of Andrew Bird. Not quite.
Andrew Bird is just extremely quick. I mean, you're going to have to bring 3 of your buddies with you to get... Whoa! Lap car. I thought he was coming up into him. He just, like, showed up out of nowhere, folks.
I know, as outside line's going to stall out here, the 52 of Chris Johnson. Once again, pushing the 32 of Andrew Bird back to the point.
As they come back to the tri-oval, Andrew Bird's P1. You know what? I think I see his feet up on the dash. He's just cruising right now. At this point, Sam Warren needs to just drop in and, yeah, just ride it out right now.
Driver that popped back up into the top 3 is that 79 of Danny Lowe. He's just going to ride there. Want to poke his nose to the outside. Maybe already having experiencing issues with overheating or trying to get the 52 of Chris Johnson from the outside.
Yeah, it looks like they're single file all the way up into P5. P6 now. Yeah, they're freight training him.
Yeah,
he's just going to have to drop in.
The 21 of David Clarke. Thought you could drop in front of the Assembly of Raymond Dormar, and not going to happen. Maybe you can drop behind him.
You know, the thing is, Justin's getting some speed. Justin's the only one out there. And what he's using is what we call the side drafting. He's hanging out there with the big boys. If somebody were to jump out with him, I think they could go up.
70 of Raymond Dormar is going to jump behind him.
And I think Raymond Dormar's listening to this broadcast because he just followed my advice. He's going to go ahead and push Justin Levine all the way up. Watch this. We're going to watch his top lane come in.
I wouldn't be surprised to see either the 52 or Chris Johnson or 32 of Andrew Bird jump up in front of him, but I don't think they. Andrew Bird might come up.
Just look at that. Look at the run he's getting, and he's not even getting a push.
No,
Justin Levine, if he can avoid trouble, if he can avoid trouble, he's going to be someone to contend with at the end of this race.
People think all it is about the side draft, or the bump draft. If you can get the side draft working, you will go far.
Yeah, that top lane's coming in. They're starting to double file up, and you know they're sitting back there and saying, "Oh, Justin can do it. Let's do it." And they're just getting in behind him.
They're gonna. Now, how much track position is that 54 gonna lose? Now, 79 of Danny Lowe is gonna hop in front of him. So you can get something working there.
Yeah, and it's all single file in the back. I was just jumping back there to see how they were doing. Looks like the action's up here in the front.
Yeah, I'm right on board with the 54 of Justin Levine. Not really pushing it, just enough to get by. Might close up on the 79, get that bump draft.
And I think that's one of the perfect guys to get caught up with, and Justin and Danny Lowe. Danny Lowe is always fast. You gotta find somebody you trust and run with them, and hope they do not leave you hanging.
You can't run with anyone you don't know or don't know how their driving style is, because who knows, they can just work with you one lap, then dump you on the next. You never know.
Yeah, we've seen that already. Danny coming up using that side draft. We got a lap car up here. Is that going to play a factor? Looks like they're all getting in and getting safe.
The 27 of Chuck Phillips.
That is that's kind of scary when you're they're doing 198 miles per hour and they're coming up on a single car. That could be disastrous. And that's one thing you gotta be on that radio. You gotta be letting them know where you are. because one wrong
I
move.
know. I've been in this situation where I'm battling for the lead. Car on the outside. Try to flip those two cars. The scariest moment of my life.
So you're Danny Lowe right now. What is going through your head? You just trying to hang out there and just ride the race, or you trying to get that lead?
It's coming down to the point of the race where it's going to become harder to pass. Come down to 25 to go next time by, and I think if he gets on in the lead, he's going to drop down in front of Andrew Bird, which looks like he is clear, but is he going to take the 54 with him? I think he's going to drop down right here.
Yeah, it's at this point, he's like, you know what, this 54 has pushed me long enough, and I'm going to leave you hanging. Sorry, buddy, but I got P1.
We got the 52 of Chris Johnson going to hop to the outside.
A lot of jostling for positions, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see some racing, some Daytona racing.
But look at that side draft. We're going to almost go 3 wide for the lead.
Yeah, Andrew
Bird down below the yellow line. As we go 3 wide for the lead going into 1. Contact,
wrecking. They're wrecking.
Andrew Bird's
Oh.
What
54, hard hit for the 54. Same hit for the
It's going to
40.
take out half the majority of the field.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Who is left? Danny Lowe's involved. 54 is involved. Andrew Bird's involved. 52 has damage.
That just changed the dynamics of this race.
21. 70 car looks like he got pretty minimal damage. 87 got some damage. 42 got a lot of damage. Yeah, this changes everything, folks.
I'm trying to think, like, what was Andrew thinking going below the yellow line, and then he put Danny Lowe in a bad predicament, and he got sucked in. That's
a new leader, the 02 of Daniel Haney, but he has some damage, but it looks like the 70 of Raymond Dormer has first car with no damage, so this should be.
And Raymond Dormer is actually a truck racer out of Florida. So he's probably loving it. He's like, you know what? I hung out back here. I avoided the big one. Now look at me. It's going to pay off.
And it looks like he has some right front damage. Will that affect his aerodynamics, his handling, do you think, Richard?
It could. Any damage here at Daytona, you need all the speed you can get. And but then again, it looks like a lot of cars are going to have damage at the end of this race, so you can take that into factor.
You saw, I don't know what year it was, a couple years back, Austin Dillon at Talladega had a damaged upper race car at Talladega. He finished third.
Yeah.
I mean, for given half the field was taken out in that race, but still he finished third with his whole front nose was all taped up.
So it looks like we have 22 cars. Oh, no, wait, it just refreshed. 15 cars on the lead lap. So it is getting slimmer and slimmer. I mean, you're looking at it, I mean, Sam Warren P1, Justin Barnett P2, Daniel Haney P3, Tim H P4, Raymond Dormer P5, Elliot Borg 6, Brandon Darton 7th, Dustin Majewski P8, and Matt McLean P10. We're going to go ahead and go to commercial, folks. We'll be back. It's a Simple Man Game Call Cup Series, Trouble Crew Productions 200 at Daytona International Speedway.
What does it mean to be a cinematographer to me? I see the world in a different perspective. I see all its beauty, and I want to bring the viewer into this beauty. I face the world and think this would be gorgeous. I bring the realistic feel to every shot I frame, light, and film. Ever since I picked up a camera when I was 6 years old, I knew I wanted to capture moments of life on camera. I have a strong desire to use a screen as my canvas and paint my picture with moving images. After a 9-year enlistment in the United States Army as a counterintelligence agent, With deployments to Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan, I knew it was time to chase my dream. I am now a graduate from Full Sail University with a Bachelor's of Science in Digital Cinematography. I have worked with some former stars, such as Brad Kling and Nine Diamond Productions, and even networked with some celebrities. I want to capture those intimate moments, the chilling moments, the reality moments, and most of all, capture the viewer's attention. If you're looking for a cinematographer, director of photography, productions assistant, etc., you can rest assured I am the guy for the job. What does it mean to be a cinematographer to me? I see the world in a different perspective. I see all its beauty, and I want to bring the viewer into this beauty. I face the world and think this would be gorgeous. I bring the realistic feel to every shot I frame, light, and film. Ever since I picked up a camera when I was 6 years old, I knew I wanted to capture moments of life on camera. I have a strong desire to use a screen as my canvas and paint my picture with moving images. After a 9-year enlistment in the United States Army as a counterintelligence agent with deployments to Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan, I knew it was time to chase my dream. I am now a graduate from Full Sail University with a Bachelor's of Science in Digital Cinematography. I have worked with some former stars, such as Brad Kling and Nine Diamond Productions, and even networked with some celebrities. I want to capture those intimate moments, the chilling moments, the reality moments, and most of all, capture the viewer's attention. If you're looking for a cinematographer, director of photography, productions assistant, etc., you can rest assured I am the guy for the job.
Pace car is on the backstretch. 1 to go. Sam Warren is in the lead in P1. And I tell you what, it's a hot night in Daytona, but those tempers are even hotter. Whew, it's getting there, folks. 20 laps to go. We're going to have a lot of racing that's going to happen. And I tell you what, these first 60 laps, minus the cautions, we've had some excellent racing.
So the outside line coming to play right at the, seems like every time we got a caution, right before the caution, the outside line will come into play. Be interesting to see if we can get a longer, go 20 laps here to the end and see if the outside line will for sure come into play here.
Yeah.
Sam Warren, the leader, Justin Barnett second. As pace car is going to take a, once again, hard left turn into pit road as we're going to go green.
Green flag.
And the green flag is back out here. The Troubled Crew Productions 200 at Daytona Speedway.
Sam Warren is pushing out there. Tim H thought about it. Did you see that? He thought about jumping out.
Oh, yeah. He thought about making 3 wide, but then didn't
He thought,
think,
nah, that didn't work out the last time they were 3 wide. Maybe I'll keep it 2 wide.
So, you know, the 77 car.
Oh, wrecking.
Oh, we have a wreck.
Caution.
Oh,
What do you got now?
Sam. Oh, that's good. Oh.
Yeah, there goes the rest of the field, folks.
We have one upside down. Sam Warren, the 87 car is upside down. That took out pretty much almost everybody.
Folks, if you look on the backstretch, we do have Will Ferrell doing the run right now.
Oh.
Sam Warren, man, that poor guy. Man, he's sliding down the backstretch on his run.
Big one part.
Jeez.
Who is left? Question. I don't even. Tim H got damaged. Oh, he is.
That's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot of people.
That it's gonna come down to whoever has the less damage, really.
You know, at this point, it looks like
Or whoever doesn't have, whoever has a quick repair left too.
it looked like Sam Warren's turn. Somebody
Yeah,
got in his right corner panel.
Let's go take a look back at that replay.
I can't even, like,
I'm just like, what? Oh, the 14. Watching the replay right now, 14 had a run. He was going through the middle and it looked like 87 came up thinking he had room to cover him, and around he went and upside down.
so here we go, folks. Dustin Majewski, Danny Lowe, Aaron Fowler, Daniel Haney, Elliot Borg, and James Haney have all disconnected. So they were involved in that wreck. Chad Heath was giving an EOL penalty, and then Justin Barnett was just given an EOL penalty. A lot of penalties being handed out.
Wow. So looks like it's Patrick
But you know,
Green.
yeah, you know who's
He's the
counting.
leader.
You know who's counting their blessings right now is the number 8 Patrick Green. I told you, the guy, he hangs out at the back, and then when the race matters, there he is.
He recovered from a earlier incident too. He's involved in one of the first cautions of the evening. He's gonna be the leader.
And we're having an extended caution for pace car issues. So
Oh boy.
everything's just what can go wrong for the racers will go wrong tonight, and it's extended all the way out to the pace car. I think the pace car wants to get in this action. He's like, you know what? I got a shot. I may be able to only go 80 miles per hour, but
Richard, I have a little bit of trivia for you here,
oh man, all right, go ahead, hit me with it.
or for any of the viewers that wanna take a crack at it. How long did construction of the Daytona International Speedway take?
Oh, I don't know, 5 years.
Is that your final guess?
I guess.
15 months.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 15 years. I was like, wow.
It broke
who?
ground in November of 1957 and opened in February of 1959.
Huh. Hey, there you go. Well, you know what's even better? We have 7 cars on the on the lead lap right now. But here we go. Patrick Green, P1. Andrew Bird, P2. Brandon Dalton, Matt McLean, Mike Fortier rounds out your top 5. Brian Cornelius, P6, and then Tim H, P7. I keep saying Tim H for the number 14 because I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name. So
yeah, I can't pronounce that either, so don't feel bad.
we're going to have like, what, 15 laps to go as when they cross the line, 15 laps, and I'm telling you, you got to watch that. You got to watch that Patrick Green, that number 8.
You gotta watch that 32 car too. I mean, took his quick repair and he's back up to P2.
I'm trying to find the pace car. I don't see the pace car, folks.
The pace car.
I don't think Patrick Green has a microphone, so it looks like we're you know what, we're gonna go ahead and take a commercial break, folks, while they get the pace car issues figured out. We'll be back with the Simple Man Game Call Cup Series Trouble Productions Crew 200 here at Daytona International Speedway.
What does it mean to be a cinematographer to me? I see the world in a different perspective. I see all its beauty, and I want to bring the viewer into this beauty. I face the world and think this would be gorgeous. I bring the realistic feel to every shot I frame, light, and film. Ever since I picked up a camera when I was 6 years old, I knew I wanted to capture moments of life on camera. I have a strong desire to use a screen as my canvas and paint my picture with moving images. After a 9-year enlistment in the United States Army as a counterintelligence agent with deployments to Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan, I knew it was time to chase my dream. I am now a graduate from Full Sail University with a Bachelor's of Science in Digital Cinematography. I have worked with some former stars, such as Brad Kling and Nine Diamond Productions, and even networked with some celebrities. I want to capture those intimate moments, the chilling moments, the reality moments, and most of all, capture the viewer's attention. If you're looking for a cinematographer, director of photography, productions assistant, etc., you can rest assured I am the guy for the job.
Back to Daytona International Speedway. Simple Man game calls Troubled Crew Productions 200 at Daytona International Speedway. I think they finally got the pace car situation all figured out.
If anybody's wondering, the pace car is plus 2 laps now, and he's going to end up winning this race.
at this rate, he's going to win it, but what do you think we're going to see from these cars? Think they're just going to run it out now, or think they're going to try to be more conservative? Less than 15 to go.
You want to say less conservative, but
it's not
at this
happen.
point. Yeah, you got. Let's see, 9 cars on a lead lap now. That means 9 people have a shot at winning this. That means 9 people are going to be going for the win.
Pretty much.
So we're gonna. Hopefully, we get a last lap dash, but we're gonna see. Well, we'll see. Maybe they learn patience, and maybe they'll just sit back for 14 laps, and just do some like meditation in the car or something. But we're gonna find out, because they're getting ready to go to green, I think. It's been a wild night, though, and you expected a super speedways. I mean, one small mistake just happens at 2.5 mile tracks, and going 200 miles per hour, that wrong touch, you're done.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how Daytona and Talladega are, but
yeah. You know, and I try to express to people that we are not professionals by no means. We do not get paid to do this. So what you're watching is a whole bunch of amateurs behind a computer screen. We are not Ty Majeski's. We're not going to get our next contract to go race in the Xfinity Series. Caution flag has been extended again.
We have Matt McLean second. Do you think this could be the time where he could get his first win of the season? Think that could happen, Richard? just a rundown on the field here. Patrick Green, the 8 car, sitting P1 so far. The 88 in our pole sitter, Matt McLean, fought his way back up to second. Andrew Bird in the 32 is gonna restart P3 as it looks. 51 of Mike Fortier restarts 4th, and 5th David Clarke in that, or Tim H, excuse me, in that 14 car.
And it looks like Brian Cornelius in the number 82 blew up on his pace laps. So he's done for the night. There's a lot of things under stress. From the booth down to the track. It doesn't look like the engines can hold it.
And you know, another thing I was looking at, Matt McLean, he looks like he's gonna restart. Well, Weber restarts. He has a shot at getting his first win of the season. Do you think he's gonna try to push it to get that, or at least just finish the race?
I think at this point you're just trying to finish the race.
I mean, I know he wants to get that first win of the season, but
I'm trying to figure out because they just threw the caution flag again.
a lot of
you're seeing a lot of position changing. For everything. So the number 14 was in P5 and he's supposed to be in P4. So they're trying to move him up. David Clarke is going from P6. There we are. So they got him into position now, folks. They are coming down the backstretch. And guess what? We're going green. Yeah, we're going green.
And we're going to have 12 laps to go.
Buckle in, folks. It's going to be a wild 12 laps.
As old Larry Mack would say, reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time.
Let's see. 6 cars on the lead lap now. Andrew Bird has been, he's been pretty quick.
He's been dominant pretty much. But we've also seen the exchange of the leaders, or the lead changes. So if Matt McLean could get that outside line moving,
that's what he's going to have to do.
You know, the 14 car, he is pretty quick and is a good pusher.
But, you know, at this point, all right, so after seeing what just happened, all right, so you have the 14 is up there and running. Do you, caution flag was thrown again. Who do you trust, knowing that these wrecks have happened? You've had a couple of cautions from people that got too much of a run and hit you in the rear too hard.
Your friends now are where you find them. There's no finding your teammates. Just wherever you're at now, you run with whoever you're with.
That's why I love racing. You can say so much stuff and get away with it. You hit them in the rear too hard. And
we're going to try this one more time. I'm going to go at least one more pace lap.
Folks, what's happening is we're giving you time to get that popcorn popped, because it's going to be 10 laps of fast, furious, oval racing action. Patrick Green representing Concord, North Carolina. Here at the racing capital of the world. We're going to see if Andrew Bird can give him the push. Or is Matt McLean going to be like, you know what? I've messed around enough. I got to go win this thing. Let's do it. I mean, he's got Tim H behind him. We're going to see if this pushing helps. Coming out of turn 2 right now.
And you know, Richard, I'm probably going to regret this, but who are we going to see in the Andrew Payne's victory lane in about 10-15 minutes?
Andrew Bird, I'm telling you, that guy's just been way too quick.
Think he's going to get his 5th win of the season?
But, here we go. Patrick Green is up there.
Yes, he is.
So we're going to have 11 laps to go. What happened was, folks, all right, I'm getting an update. We're getting the word from the NASCAR admins here. The pace car was 4 laps behind. That's why we had a delay. So we had to give the pace car lucky dog after lucky dog after lucky dog after lucky dog. But we're all caught up, folks, and we're going to have 11 laps to go when this
Don't
green
see that
flag
every day.
drops. Where are they? They're in turn 4, aren't they? Going
Yes,
into turn
sir.
4?
They're gonna come tug those belts one more time. We're gonna go racing. 11
we're-
laps to go.
Hopefully we can get Timmy gets up there and he gives a push. Pace car drops.
Ready, green, 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 green.
Green flag is out, folks, and here we go, 11 laps to go. And it looks like Patrick did get a decent start, but Matthew McLean says, I'm going to hang out with you for a little bit.
Oh, is the 8 of Patrick Green's gonna come in front of the 88?
He puts a block on. He says, not right now,
Saw
this
the
is my
run.
show.
You saw the run that Matt McLean got on the high side and didn't. It's really gonna come down to a 6-car battle now.
Another block put on by Patrick Green. This guy says, you know what? I worked my way all the way up here. I'm keeping this thing. You're not taking it from me. He's going to make them.
Started P31 here tonight.
Oh, we got contact between Andrew Bird and Matt McLean, but they saved it.
Slowly worked his way up. And, you know, 32, he's on the catbird seat right now. If he can come out of turn 4, that last lap, he's going to pull that last lap move.
Here we go. 10 laps to go here on the Trouble Crew Productions 200 for the Simple Man Game Call Cup Series. Tim sitting P5, Matthew McLean P4. P3 goes to David Clarke. And then Andrew Bird and Patrick Green round out the top 5. Patrick Green P1 coming down the backstretch into turn 3.
And say, if you're Andrew Bird, just sit there and ride. Don't make any mistakes. Don't do anything. Unless you see that outside line going, then you go for it. Wouldn't you think?
Oh yeah, protect that bottom. Protect the bottom for as long as you can. 9 laps to go. Patrick Green's still out in the lead.
Matt
And
McLean,
it looks like they're just It does. It looks like they're just settling in right now.
He's gonna back up to the 14 and get that run on the 21, David Clarke. Maybe David Clarke will jump up in front of the 88 because they're probably gonna go to the outside. Say, here comes 88. He has a run on the 21. Is he just gonna sit there? Or is he gonna go to the outside?
Because at this point they got to connect and just go. They just got to push.
I
You are
think if
coming up to 8 laps to go.
Yep. Say
So-
they're there. Slight contact.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Matthew McLean almost got under him. That could have been ugly, folks.
Say Patrick Green's doing what he needs to do to protect that low line.
And right now, Patrick Green, he's watching his rearview mirror. He's
Mirror driving.
yeah.
I can tell you this. I've been in Patrick Green's position before. I was mirror driving.
You're watching. You're thinking, when's he gonna do it? When's he gonna try to make that move?
Say, you know, he could fake him out like Kurt Busch did. 32 could fake the 8 out like Kurt Busch did Kyle Larson on the 500, then go around him. Is you have the 88 looking to the outside with the 14. Don't think they're gonna get it enough.
Yeah, at this point, the 88, if he can get a push from Tim H, he has nothing to lose.
I think if
If
the
he-
21 hops up in front of the 88, they might go somewhere too.
Andrew Bird keeps looking up there like, anybody want to come with me? Nah, I'll come back down here.
Exactly.
It's at this point you're seeing what works. You're getting up the second groove to see if you can get any speed, but you're not trying to pass the first guy right now. P1, he is a sitting duck. So you're doing what you can to figure this track out, figure out where you can get the speed, figure out where you can pass him. And you're going to try to get that run out of turn 4 going into that trial. So that's where you
sure.
start working everything.
This is the 14 of Tim H trying to get back up and up the 88, but
Was it 5 laps to go?
6 laps to go.
6 laps to go. Patrick Green, he's turned his radio on and he's listening to some Sweet Home Alabama or something.
So I don't know. They're coming back to 5 laps to go. As the lap cars are going to stay high, thankfully, not going to cause any trouble here.
And that was good because they were quickly on the microphone, letting them drivers know, hey, we're coming up to you, we're faster than you, get the heck out of our way. Patrick Green was a little bit nicer about it, but
Yeah, I don't know if the 88 is given all he has. Looks like he's still trying to back up to the 14, but at this point, if the 14 doesn't have what it takes to stay with the 88, I'd say just go for it for Matt McClain.
I think Matt McClain cost him damage. That's why he's slow. When he connected with Andrew Bird, I think he got a little bit of damage.
Say the 14's back on his rear bumper now. He's going to push him here. They're coming around to 4 laps to go. Say if anything's going to happen, 21's going to have to push that 32.
Ooh. Matt McClain says, damage? What? Watch this. And he comes flying up.
32's going to come up in the 8.
We got some blocking happening.
Heavy block happening for the 8.
Folks, I don't know how they avoided a wreck on that one.
Oh, the 32 is going to get to the outside. Not quite. He's there.
Yeah, there's no blocking here. Andrew says, you know what? I've had enough of this. We're going.
But you know, the 88, he's starting to stall out just a little bit, trying to get that side draft off the 21 of David Clarke.
Folks, this is what you came to watch here at Daytona International Speedway. Pack racing.
I don't know.
4 laps to go.
I don't know. That 88 can't get to that 32's bumper.
3 laps to go, folks.
The race
3
is just
for
getting
Dale.
started.
Oh, yeah.
Race just getting started.
Do you think anybody has anything for Patrick Green now? I mean, he's gotten out to the front. The clean air has been great for his car.
I think if the 21 of David Clarke can get a run, the 32 is going to go with him. If 32 gets around on the 21, the 21 is going to go to the outside.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're going into turn 3 now.
They're going to come to 2 laps to go.
Folks, buckle in. It's going to get crazy.
It's going to get, you know, when it comes down to these parts of the races at Daytona for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, I'm pacing, I'm biting my nails. It's getting nerve-wracking, don't know what's going to happen. And, you know, you're getting that same feeling here.
All right, we're on 2 to go. They're in the 1 and 2. And at this point, Patrick Green's hoping something happens behind him so he can just go on and win this race. But David Clarke, when does he make his move?
Right now, because it looks like the 21 wanted to go on the outside, but they're going to come around for the white flag. 1 lap to go here. Coming this time.
These are what dreams are made for, folks. Final lap, Daytona International Speedway. Trouble Crew Productions 200. Here we go. Buckle in.
I don't, you know, 32 don't want to make his move too early because if something happens, that 14 can capitalize on it. I don't know. I say make the move going into turn 3.
Folks, we're on the back stretch right now.
Say, here comes the 21. Not quite.
David Clarke looks to the outside and says, not right now. There's all kinds of blocking.
Oh, he can't get to it.
Oh, Andrew Bird says, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to help you right now.
Oh, it's going to get
left him out high and dry.
Will Andrew Bird have enough momentum? I don't think he's going to get to him. Patrick.
Folks, and your Trouble Crew Productions. Patrick Green.
Going to win.
The number 8.
200.
Hey, who picked Patrick Green at the beginning?
I think I did. No, but that was a good race. That last 10 laps they got to run.
Yeah. Patrick Green, P1. Andrew Bird, P2. David Clarke, P3. Tim H, P4. Matt McClain running out the top 5. This is Patrick Green's second career win.
Patrick Green's going to visit Andrew Payne's victory lane here.
So, the end of this race, we've got a lot of apologizing going on. But we're going to go ahead and watch Patrick Green burn it down as the fans go crazy. Patrick's second career win, first here at Daytona. His first win actually came at Charlotte in 2016, the May race. Let's go ahead and get P3 on here, David Clarke. Hey, David Clarke, Richard Rose, Yellow Flag TV. You got a copy? Copy.
Go ahead.
Hey, man, I tell you what, after battling all day, you come out with a P3 finish. How's it feel?
It feels really good. I've had a pretty rough season, all season, getting caught up in a bunch of other stuff, and it just feels good.
I want to know what was going through your mind. You're coming to the white flag. You're sitting P2 at the time, and you're going to make your move going into turn 3. You get up in the high lane, and you're left high and dry. What went through your mind at that moment?
Get back to the bottle as fast as I can.
I tell you, it was some great racing there at the end. Is there any sponsors or anything you want to say thank you to? Thank you to.
Oh yeah, I like to thank Oval, Superman Game Calls, you guys for broadcasting it, and all the racers making a really good race.
And P2, we're gonna go ahead and get with P2. P2, Andrew Bird. You got a copy, Richard Rose, Yellow Flag TV.
Yes, sir.
So you end up coming out P2, caught up in some trouble early on, but you recovered well. Are you satisfied with a P2?
Yeah, I am, but I obviously really wanted that win. That'd been really cool. But I wish I would have helped the 21, because obviously I felt like going below was the best option, but it didn't work.
That was one of the questions I had. Was the 21 went up, you stayed low. We thought you were going to get a run on them. So, is there any sponsorships you want to thank?
I just want to thank the series, Superman Game Calls. It's great for them to sponsor this. It's great for Tommy to do what he's doing. He did a great job tonight. It was not easy on him, I'm sure. And you guys for broadcasting, I'm excited to see it.
Well, folks, that was Andrew Bird. He finished P2. Now we're going to make our way down to the Andrews Paints victory lane for a second career win ever. Patrick Green, you got a copy. It's Richard Rose, Yellow Flag TV.
Yeah, man, I got you.
Man, I tell you what, the beginning of this broadcast, I looked at Jake Lowe. I said, you got to watch out for that number 8. He's going to hang on at the back, but at the beginning of the end of the race, he's going to be there at the end. You did it. Second career win. How's it feel?
It's pretty good. I haven't been able to race that much this season because of a lot of computer issues and schedule conflicts. So it feels good to finally be back.
So what was going through your mind? We've been talking about the last 2 laps, especially coming to the white flag. You're looking in your rearview mirror. You see a fast guy in Andrew Bird. You see a fast guy in David Clarke. What's going through your head? Can you take us through those final moments?
Yeah, well, first I wasn't even expecting to be up there with all the chaos going on back there. I did get caught up in some incidents, but yeah, when I came across the last couple of laps there, I was just like, I don't care who it is back there, I'm blocking everybody, and whatever happens, happens. So I'm glad I could close it out for once.
Well, I tell you, first career win here at Daytona International Speedway, second career win. First one came at Charlotte, so now you've got a notch in your belt. You can say you won at Daytona. Congratulations, Patrick. Any sponsorships you want to thank?
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I want to congratulate you guys on your first broadcast. I feel like it was a pretty good race for y'all to make your debut on, and I want to thank Tommy as usual for running a great league. He's got to look after a lot of people, and he does a pretty good job at it.
All right, folks. So that was Patrick Green, your P1 winner, your champion here at Daytona International Speedway for the Trouble Crew Productions 200, presented by Simple Man Game Call Cup Series. Overall, Jake Little, impressions on the race?
Race went pretty well. Just it got up to a rocky start. Those few quick cautions, but once when race went on and we got some laps in, got some pretty good racing. Finish is exactly what I expected, and congrats to Patrick and all those guys. He deserves it, and what a great race, to start off on the second half of the season for Yellow Flag TV. I mean, Daytona doesn't get any better than that.
And that's true. You got Daytona, and it's just it takes off from here. Next week we'll be at Kentucky Speedway, so that's going to be some fast racing under the lights again. And it's going to be big tracks after that with Indianapolis and Pocono coming up. So we got a whole bunch of racing left in this season, folks. We want to thank you for tuning in. Make sure to go check out Simple Man Game Calls. And I think there was a promo code out there. Use the promo code OVAL. It will get you some discounts if it is still active. So, but this has been the Trouble Crew Productions 200 Daytona International Speedway. We will see you guys next week.
What does it mean to be a cinematographer to me? I see the world in a different perspective. I see all its beauty, and I want to bring the viewer into this beauty. I face the world and think this would be gorgeous. I bring the realistic feel to every shot I frame, light, and film. Ever since I picked up a camera when I was 6 years old, I knew I wanted to capture moments of life on camera. I have a strong desire to use a screen as my canvas and paint my picture with moving images. After a 9-year enlistment in the United States Army as a counterintelligence agent with deployments to Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan, I knew it was time to chase my dream. I am now a graduate from Full Sail University with a Bachelor's of Science in Digital Cinematography. I have worked with some former stars, such as Brad Kling and Nine Diamond Productions, and even networked with some celebrities. I want to capture those intimate moments, the chilling moments, the reality moments, and most of all, capture the viewer's attention. If you're looking for a cinematographer, director of photography, productions assistant, etc., you can rest assured I am the guy for the job.
Pull out a wad of cash and see if we'd let them up.